indeed. Now this is the foreword for this whole video, this whole production. Okay. Now check this out. Everything I do to help people. You know what I mean? Now you might not ever have heard of this. You might not understand why you might need this. You know what I mean? For the women out there, you might have people around you who have this, have the spirit inhabiting them. You know what I mean? And might be somebody that you might want to stay away from or understand what you might need to do. And the men, the same thing with you. Now, a whole lot of what comes with this: black magic, witchcraft. You know what I mean? Mind manipulation, mind games, people trying to hurt you, trying to stab you in the back, things like that. You might need to learn. It's something that I've had to go through, you know, about standing strong into my masculine energy and then understanding that they got people who they don't like that, they against that, and about me, you know, stepping into that divine masculine energy and then learning more of what that is and then working on myself as a person, you know, to understand what I need to do, you know, to have a healthy balance and all that, man, you know. And so ultimately, you know, this is just part one. You're gonna, I'm telling you, part two is gonna be even more alive than this is, okay? And so this is just the beginning. So I just wanted to say that, you know. And everything I do, man, I do to help people, you know what I mean? And I cut a lot of people breaks, but people don't cut me breaks, you know what I mean? And this is just something that I've been wanting to do. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, all right? God bless y'all, man. Let's get into it. King Kilo, the Israelite, and welcome to the Fall of the Jezebel Spirit, Part 1. Now, man, check this out. This is the whole reason for this video, all right? You're going to hear about something you might not even known existed, and I'm going to teach you about this spirit called the Jezebel Spirit that's running rampant on this planet right now, and it's causing a lot of havoc, man. I want to give you some ways that you can implement into your life so you can make this not be as much of a factor. And you're going to understand why that's important. You're going to recognize some things. I'm telling you, man, this is a really, really, really big deal. You know what I mean? I'm getting the chills. I'm telling you, you know, we're dealing with spiritual wickedness. Okay? Spiritual. Everything is spiritual before it can be physical. That's what we're dealing with. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead, man. We're going to go ahead and get straight into this. Now check this out. You know how they got all this talk about like toxic masculinity, you know what I mean? But what we're going to talk about a little bit is toxic feminine energy, you know. And this is the thing. I'm not here to try to destroy feminine energy, you know what I mean? One of the main ploys of the Illuminati, literally, is they want to distort feminine and masculine energies. That is what the dark side wants to do. It wants to take the Most High's creation and totally put it in chaos. Totally. In the hell dimensions, if you would see it, you would see total chaos. You would see monsters. You would see hungry ghosts. You would see things that don't look ordered. Yes, and that's a place, an actual place. You can astral project and you can see it for yourself. Okay? There are spirits that can inhabit people. Okay? Literally, there's spirits that can inhabit people. Very literally, the dark side has literally a spiritual infrastructure to it. Okay? Just like with anything. All right? And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because they had a couple of situations actually that I have been dealing with. I've been having to deal with people who have this spirit inhabiting them. And past life karma is real, but there is that little clause called human free will. So people still are making their decisions to do what they're doing. And I'm on a good mission in this lifetime. And this just happens to be the opposition. So whatever, it is what it is. Okay, but definitely I'm having to deal with women who embody this spirit, literally. And whenever you're dealing with me, you're not dealing with somebody who just sat around and came up with some little ideas or seen some little videos, and I'm just some Christian who wants to make a video about the Jezebel spirit. No, I'm somebody who has been trained in the occult, has been in the occult world. I have had to deal with life and death situations, with satanic witch covens, with women who inhabit the spirit, who tried to kill me, tried to ruin my life, try to emasculate me, try to ruin God's plan for my life. And that's what the Jezebel big thing that they do. They want to destroy God's plan for your life. So what a coincidence that I would have evil witch coven women who inhabit the spirit try to do everything they can to destroy me. Everything. That's the actual. We're gonna let's get into who Jezebel was, and then the men, we don't get off the hook either, because there's the Ahab spirit that comes with that. Oh, and I won't be inhabiting that motherfucking spirit. I'm gonna tell you that. We're gonna get into all that. So let's get into that. But how you call yourself a child of the Most High, and you dealing with that? Because Jezebel, what she got Ahab's weak ass to do was to go ahead and make it to where it was a big Baal worship, and that was what they was worshiping. Baal. That's the same entity who they get the little kids and then they throw it in the effigy of Baal and then burn the kids alive. That's the Jezebel spirit. That's what that holds. That's what the Ahab spirit holds. Yeah. Sacrificing innocent children. And Ahab was too weak to go against her. He just did whatever the hell she wanted him to do, and if it's bad, it's bad when you end up being some people who you have angered the Most High the most. That's not a good title to have. So actually what we do, I'm going to go ahead and just throw a clip in here real quick, that'll talk about, the Jezebel spirit real quick, But before that, I want to talk about even what made this come about. And that's what we're going to talk about, a little bit of the toxic feminine energy real quick. Just like everybody want to talk about the toxic masculine energy. Well, yeah, here we go. Because somebody got to say this and somebody got to do it. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to make this video for this little series for a while, but I haven't I've been so many other things, but what'll happen is, they'll have situations that get put in my life that'll like light a fire under me. This thing that go on with this toxic feminine energy that's always trying to want to challenge the masculine energy. Challenge that's off the top. Right there, already you on the wrong road. Want to try to challenge it. And I'm telling you, I've had to deal with. I know. I've had to deal with people in the occult who they work with these dark side energies, like Lilith, like the Jezebel spirit. You know what I mean? I've dealt with a huge situation. And so let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and show you a clip real quick. And we're going to get into some things to help you combat the spirit. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. You know what I mean? And this whole feminism thing, man. Actually, I'm going to put some titles of some books that you can read so you can really get what's going on. The world is getting worse. It's not getting better. They're trying to destroy the archetype. In my opinion, Mother Mary, I'm getting the chills. Mother Mary, that would be the archetype feminine energy that somebody would want to embody. Not all this old crazy, rebellious, crazy ass shit. All this old crazy, rebellious ass shit. All this old want to challenge a motherfucker shit. All this old crazy, feminism, lesbian, abortion, emasculating the man.
One day, King Ahab, the ruler of Israel, was visiting his summer palace in Jezreel. As he looked out at his garden, he admired all the beautiful things he possessed. Where in all the world was a garden as lovely as this? A garden to be treasured. And it was his, all his. As the king stood there admiring his garden, he tried to think of some way to add to its beauty. Suddenly he noticed something. Right next to his own garden, just on the other side of the wall, was a fine vineyard. The vines were heavy with fruit, and the king could see that the land was good. Right away, King Ahab wanted that vineyard. Why, it was just what he needed to enlarge his garden. He could tear out the grapevines and plant whatever he wanted to. Greatly excited by his new discovery, King Ahab went to see the owner of the vineyard, a man by the name of Naboth. The king told Naboth how he wanted the vineyard because it was near his own garden, and he was ready to buy it at whatever price the land was worth. But Naboth didn't want to sell. He explained to the king that this vineyard had been in his family for many years. To Naboth, this land was something to be guarded with care, because God had given it to his family as their inheritance. According to the law, Naboth's inheritance was his very own. Not even the king could take it away. Here was something the king wanted and couldn't have, and that made Ahab very angry. How dared Naboth refuse him, the king, especially when he was willing to pay any price for the vineyard? When Ahab returned to his court in Samaria, he thought about his disappointment. And the more he thought, the more miserable he felt. All his great palaces, his riches, and his power were nothing to King Ahab now. What was the use of being king if he couldn't have what he wanted? King Ahab was so unhappy that he went to bed, and he wouldn't talk to anyone. The servants became alarmed when the king lost his appetite and refused to eat, and they decided they should go tell the queen. Queen Jezebel was a very wicked woman, cruel and selfish, and she was powerful too. King Ahab ruled Israel, but Queen Jezebel ruled the king. When the servants reported that the king was sad and wouldn't eat his food, Queen Jezebel prepared to take care of the matter right away. "Is that all that's wrong?" she laughed as she soothed the king. "Come, get up and eat and be happy. I'll get the vineyard for you." So Queen Jezebel wrote letters to the rulers of Jezreel, the city where Naboth lived, which was quite a distance from the king's palace in Samaria. And she signed the letters with the king's name and stamped them with his seal, so the rulers of the city would be forced to obey. The letters commanded that Naboth be brought before the people, and that 2 wicked men be found who would swear that Naboth had spoken against God and the king. And the letter went on to say, "Then carry him out and stone him that he may die." And with the king's signature on the letter and the king's seal, what could the rulers do but follow the orders? Of course, when Naboth was put on trial, he tried to tell the people he was a God-fearing man, and that he would never talk against God or the king. But the 2 false witnesses swore that Naboth was guilty, and the people believed them. Naboth was carried outside the city walls and stoned to death. When Queen Jezebel received the report that Naboth was dead, she said to Ahab, "Go, take possession of the vineyard that Naboth refused to sell you. For now Naboth is not alive, but dead." Ahab was delighted with his clever queen. She not only gave him what he wanted, but now it wouldn't cost him a penny. So the king lost no time in getting on his way. He was already excited at the thought of standing in that vineyard and saying, "It's mine, all mine." Of course, with Naboth dead, there was no one to stand in the king's way. No one, that is, except God. Ahab had forgotten God. But God hadn't forgotten Ahab. Elijah was a great prophet. And God spoke to him and told him to meet Ahab, king of Israel, in the vineyard of Naboth. And the Lord told Elijah what to say to the wicked king. So King Ahab stood in the vineyard. But what he saw made his heart stand still. There stood Elijah, the stern prophet of God. And Ahab cried out, "Have you found me, O mine enemy? And Elijah answered, I have found you because you have sold yourself to do evil in the sight of the Lord. And Ahab heard from the lips of Elijah the terrible price he would pay for his sin. Ahab's heart was melted with fear as he heard that his whole house would be wiped out, himself, his queen, all his sons, and there would be no one left to carry on his name. The Bible tells us in Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. And with that fearful warning, God seeks to turn us from our own way of destruction to a way of life. For God offers hope with a wonderful promise to all who are willing to hear. For the wages of sin is death. But the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Yeah, and now real quick story time. Remember how that was an amazing story the way it was narrated, by the way. But yeah, remember how I was saying how I've actually had to deal with people in the occult who have dealt with these spirits, such as the Jezebel spirit, such as Lilith. I really had to deal with it. I had to deal with a couple of these women who were in these satanic witch covens. One of them in particular. Oh man, it's been a big, huge. Oh my God, it's just so much bullshit behind this evil ass woman. I mean, what was she do? She's so much stuff, man. I mean, she's like always like she would send this like weird, crazy like porn or whatever. It's like this is an evil ass, like some old crazy like what do they call it? Findom or fit like where they are getting the man to be like the woman, but it's the women doing it. Send that motherfucking crazy ass shit. You send that motherfucking crazy ass shit to me, like. And then one of my friends, she had somebody who was a very strong psychic, and he was giving me a reading. And then out of nowhere, he didn't know nothing about this situation. Nothing. And then he brought it up out of nowhere. It's that talking about this woman, this one particular it says I'm hers, and that I'm gonna be her servant. That's the same one said that shit. At first, I'm not a racist, but I'm telling you straight up, I motherfucking come here. I ain't gonna be a servant to nobody. But now, I ain't rocking like that. Jezebel spirit, trying to emasculate a man. I don't know. So what y'all think about that? That's wild, ain't it? Yeah, it's serious, man. It's real serious. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna give you a technique. I'm gonna give you two techniques. Okay, now I'm gonna have to save some of them because I can't give away certain ones of them because of certain things that go on. But I'll give you two techniques, man. You know, one of them, I'll say this one for last. It'll be the karmic one because I know everybody doesn't believe in past lives, and I know everybody doesn't believe in karma. So what I'll do is I'll save that one for last. But what I will do, I'll give you this great technique. Well, Archangel Michael, which actually is the archangel that is just loves to go ahead and combat this spirit. I have used this many times just when I was going through all kinds of stuff.
And the Holy Spirit. Amen. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in our daily battle. Come to our aid with your celestial choir of seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominions, virtues, powers, principalities, archangels, and angels. I join the heavenly choir of your celestial companions as I repeat with them, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come.
To be honest, I shouldn't even say combat because, you know, you'll see the technique. You know, I'll show you the technique and all that, man, and I'll give you the other karmic one because all this stuff. I'm gonna say what I personally believe. You know, all this stuff really relates to karma ultimately. You know what I mean? But that's my belief on that. But yeah, man, you know, I'm telling you, I've had to deal, whenever y'all hear my full testimony, okay, y'all are gonna fucking trip out. And it's not lies in it. I'm not exaggerating, nothing like that, man. I don't rock like that, okay? You know, you will really understand. I have had to deal with several females holding this Jezebel spirit energy. They always trying to run you. They want to command you around. They want to like make you feel little and belittle you. I mean, all that. They'll try to, like, they want to emasculate you. I mean, I've had to deal with a lot. You know what I mean? And they do they had a black magic that they cast on you. They voodoo they cast on you. Man, it's a lot to deal with. So I'm telling you the truth, okay? You know, and I done had to deal with it, man. You know what I'm saying? So it might sound like ego. Yeah, it is a little bit of ego. But anytime you deal with me or you interact with me, you put some respect on my name at all times. I don't, man. Look, because the whole reason I'm doing this, you know what I mean? It had to be done. And so you can recognize this energy that when it's in somebody or whatever. And if you mad because I'm on here saying what the real Jezebel spirit is, because you got the Jezebel spirit. So if you somebody, you mad because I'm exposing what the Jezebel spirit is, and you mad because I'm giving people a way to help them. And like I said, you got it in you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even scratch all that. We'll go ahead and get into what's important. You know what I mean? Now, one thing you can always do, you know, you can always ask the soul world for help. Now, if you ask for the dark side's help, understand that it's not going to be a good thing. But you can ask the soul world for help. Yeah, I personally have done this. You can ask for Prophet Elijah. If he could help you in successfully maneuvering the traps of this spirit, okay? He had to deal with that on earth, okay? You can ask the soul of the Prophet Elijah to please come and help you with this, help you get this solved, okay? This is good stuff, man. And yeah, you don't have to. I'm saying you can. You could get a glass of water. You can get a white candle. You know, you could even get some incense. You know, put it all together. And then when you contact the Prophet Elijah, you ask for the soul of Prophet Elijah to come. You know, and then you can go ahead and then ask for what it is you need. You know, you can meditate on that. All right. Then the next thing that you can do, okay? Yeah, and so you can meditate on your request, you know, with Prophet Elijah. You know, another thing, you know, that can be done. Matter of fact, I'll put a little short clip of it in here. You know, you could run you about real hot bath water, okay? Run you real hot bath water, you know, and get you some really good Epsom salt, you know what I mean? And bless the salt, bless the water. To, you know, actually look up how to make holy water. Then what you do is you take either your phone or something like that plays music, and you play this prayer next to let it play next to the water. Then you get in and you soak in the water. You ask Archangel Michael, you know, well, you'll hear the prayer, but you ask Archangel Michael, you know, to break this all hold the spirit out of your life, all chords. The thing is, the prayer that you played all over the water, you know, it already said everything that you need. You know what I mean? It specifically talks about the Jezebel spirit, you know, who comes to kill and destroy and to tempt all of God's children to sin, and etc., etc. You know, water holds memory. You know what I mean? You can program your water. There's such thing as sacred waters, okay? And this right here, this will definitely be one of the most powerful things that you can do, okay? Now, in my opinion, the most powerful thing would be actually what I think I'm going to do. I might go ahead and save that for a part 2 about how you can karmically, you know, ask for forgiveness for you and your ancestors for, well, actually, I'll go ahead and put it in here right now. I'm stating it now, as a matter of fact, okay? Okay, yeah, this is what we'll do. I'm going to go ahead and state it for you right now. Okay, what you would ask, you ask for God to forgive you and your ancestors for all of the times when you may have held the Jezebel spirit, and when you were trying to tempt people to sin, and whenever you were trying to emasculate people, or, just do people in any kind of way wrong that the Jezebel spirit would do. Ask for forgiveness for that. You know what I mean? And then what you could do is, while you're meditating, you could literally say, divine forgiveness, or I forgive you, you forgive me, or greatest forgiveness. You could say that over and over and over again. You know what I mean? And that, I just got the chills. That'll actually be the most powerful thing,